Hey you guys, my name is Chris. In this video, I'll be going over your questions about Team Go Rocket Leader Sierra, how to counter her, and giving you guys a comprehensive guide of the thought process you should be thinking about in order to create a team to best battle Sierra's Pokemon. If you are a new or returning Pokemon Go player looking for quick tips and simple answers to Pokemon Go events and updates, then click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos. And without wasting your time, let's jump right into these questions. What Pokemon can Sierra use? Okay, so Sierra can dish out 3 Pokemon. The first Pokemon will always be Drowzee. This is a sigh of relief for everyone who had trouble with the double Lapras from her previous lineup. Her second Pokemon can be one of 3 Pokemon: Exeggutor, Lapras, or Sharpedo. Her third Pokemon can be one of these 3 Pokemon: Shiftry, Houndoom, and Alakazam. Now you're probably thinking, Chris, that's a lot of Pokemon, that's a lot of types. And this leads to my next question. Which types should I use against Sierra? So I'm going to break it down into 2 parts. The first part I'll talk about types, and then the second part I'll move on to my recommended Pokemon you should use. So I'm going to go through all of Sierra's Pokemon one by one to tell you guys its type and give you guys up to 2 types that can be super effective against that Pokemon. Okay, first we have Drowzee, a Psychic type. So for simplicity, 2 types that can be super effective against Drowzee are Ghost and Bug. We're just going to focus on those 2 for now. Exeggutor is a Psychic and Grass type. So the 2 types that are super effective against Drowzee can also be super effective against Exeggutor. Lapras is a Ice and Water type. 2 types that can be super effective against Lapras are Fighting and Electric. Sharpedo is a Dark and Water type. Now the same types that are super effective against Lapras can also be super effective against Sharpedo. So if you're catching on with this thought process, you can see a pattern developing here. We're basically trying to find all the common counters that could cover a lot of Sierra's Pokemon. This sets up a good foundation to create a team to battle against Sierra. Moving on to the next Pokemon, we have Shiftry, which is a Grass and Dark type. 2 types that can be super effective against Shiftry are Fighting and Bug. Next we have Houndoom, which is a Dark and Fire type. There are other types that are super effective against Houndoom, but for now we're just going to focus on the Fighting type. And finally we have Alakazam, which is a Psychic type, same as Drowzee. So Ghost and Bug types are super effective against it. So after going through all that, we now have 4 types that we can use to create our team to battle against Sierra: Ghost, Bug, Fighting, and Electric. So this leads to the next question talking about part 2. Which specific Pokemon do you recommend? Okay, so I'm going to go through all 4 counter types that we compiled together, and for each of them I'm going to give 1 or 2 recommended Pokemon. Most of the Pokemon I'm going to mention are Pokemon that most people should have. Okay, first up we have the Ghost type, and I'm going to recommend Giratina for this. Giratina Origin Form will still be in raids until October 23rd, so you have plenty of chances to get a good IV. Or a shiny if you haven't got one already. I'm rooting for you guys. So Giratina Origin Form is a really good Ghost type attacker, so you want to make sure it has Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball as its moveset. Make sure you get enough candy to power up your best Giratina. I suggest you power up your Giratina so it's around 3000 CP. Giratina is great as your starting Pokemon. One thing you should try to do is burn both of her shields while facing against Drowzee. That way you are free to use your charge moves against the other 2 Pokemon. For the Fighting type, I recommend Machamp or Hariyama. If you have Lucario, you can also use that too. So you can play around with a couple movesets for Fighting types. Machamp and Hariyama can have Counter and Dynamic Punch, or Counter and Cross Chop. The difference between Dynamic Punch and Cross Chop is you can charge Cross Chop a lot faster. This means you can use Cross Chop and deal damage a lot sooner. Moving on to the next type, we have Bug types. So 2 Bug type Pokemon I would recommend are Scizor and Genesect. You want Fury Cutter and X-Scissor as the moveset for both of those. And then finally we have Electric types. So 1 Electric Pokemon I would recommend is Magnezone. Since Magnezone is a Steel and Electric type, it has resistance against Lapras and Sharpedo. So those are all the Pokemon and movesets that I recommend to keep in mind to build your team to battle against Sierra. Personally for me, my default base team will be Giratina, Machamp, and Magnezone. If I can't beat Sierra using that default team, then I adjust based on what her lineup is. So let's say I'm having trouble with a lineup that defeats my Machamp too early. So what I can do is I can swap out the Magnezone that's in my default team with another Fighting type. So I'm going to share a few quick tips. I know I mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it again. Try to burn both her shields as fast as possible. Try to use the attack delay from switching a Pokemon or after a charge move or to put in a few more attacks. And keep in mind the Team Go Rocket Leaders scale with your level. So a quick shout out to everyone who has been commenting on my other videos. Thank you for sharing your shinies and accomplishments. Congratulations! Let me know in the comments below whenever you have anything exciting happening to you in Pokemon Go. That can include beating Sierra for the first time, or getting a shiny shadow Pokemon, hatching something good, anything great. If you have additional questions about Sierra or having trouble against her, let me know in the comments below. I have other videos coming up for you guys covering Arlo, Cliff, and Giovanni, so keep a lookout for those videos. Hope this was helpful. If you got value out of this, please subscribe and like this video. Thanks for tuning in and see you in the next video.